On the news tonight, Tinubu will give Nigeria effective leadership. Buhari. MCO Lomo must pay if he broke the law. Lagos Deputy Governor. Bode George finally reveals when he will leave Nigeria. Also on the headlines, supplementary polls hold April 15 in Oyo, Imo, Edo, others. Finally on sports, Super Eagles will get better, win after Guinea-Bissau, NFL. You are watching the world news from BGI TV Current. For more updates of our broadcast, kindly subscribe on the channel. Click on the notification bell, select option all to access our broadcast. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. The news in detail. The President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired on Tuesday, said Nigeria would experience effective governance under the administration of the President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He noted that Tinubu had the political pedigree and experience to achieve this by May 29, when he would take over the leadership of the country. The President said this in a statement issued on Tuesday by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina. President Buhari believes Asiwaju's wants, friendliness and generosity has set the pace for a network of friends, home and abroad, that will shape his presidency with requisite expertise to guide the economy and consolidate on the investments of the past leaders, particularly in people, force development and infrastructure. Going on to the next story from Lagos. The Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Obafemi Hamzat, has said that Musli Akisoya, better known as MCO Lomo, is a staunch supporter of the ALLProgressive Congress, and the President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu must pay if he is found guilty of breaking law during the just concluded elections in the state. Hamzat made this known on Tuesday morning during a live appearance on Channels Television's Sunrise Daily program, while further questions surrounding violence and alleged rigging during the governorship and State House of Assembly elections. Although the Deputy Governor said he was not calling for the arrest of anybody, he said the facts should be examined, and if it's truth, MCO Lomo has broken the law, he must pay for it. A video shortly.
To thank you, just one thing.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, you have said that anybody who does that should be, should be made to pay for it. Are you thereby calling for the arrest of Mr. MCO Lomo?
Well, I'm not calling for arrest of anybody. I'm not a police officer. I'm not a prosecutor. People will look at the evidence. And, in case of MCO Lomo, he has come out to say that he was actually referring to one woman that is Mama Chinedu or something like that. So there is a video that shows that. And that woman said, well, he was talking to me, and we've been friends, or he's been my customer for years, that he was talking to her. So, so I don't know. I don't know the facts. I don't know the facts. So, but people should examine the facts, and if in truth he has broken the law, of course he must pay for it. It's as simple as ABC. So it's not, but my point, which I want to make, because we all diminish this country when we actually exaggerate what happens. That's my point. My point is that you have an election where you have this number of polling units and you have less than 1% that has a problem. And we now make it look as if that 1% is more important than 99%. I think that's just outrageous.
Okay, well.
And we should not diminish our country and say the election is bad. No. This is a great election.
Yes, elections.
Atrocities were committed and people should pay for
Elections have come and gone, and all kinds of permutations are not just going to go away. But governance never stopped.
Absolutely.
I saw the statement that you put out, as so many people have also seen it, as advocating for peace and all of that. But it has to go beyond talk, Dr. Hamzat. What will the government be doing in terms of communicating with people to ensure that we all continue to live in peace and harmony, so that the progress and development that we have all worked for doesn't go up in flames?
Well, I think if you listen to the acceptance speech of Mr. Governor, you will actually also see that night where he said that's not the people we are. It's not about violence. It's not about ethnic bigotry. It's not about...
My apologies. That's talk.
Yeah.
What's the action government is
Well, I
taking?
mean, so the reality is that's the way we've been ruling for 4 years. Or that's the way we've been ruling this state for 19 years. That's why we have Igbos as commissioners. Well, that's why we have Igbos. That doesn't happen in other parts of the world or in other parts of our country. So that's why we engage with people. That's why there are Seriki outside in all communities in Lagos. That's why there are Igbos in Lagos. You understand? That doesn't happen in other communities or in other states. So that's why they are a part of the involvement of everything. That's why we have, in each senatorial district, that's why we have consultative forums of different ethnic groups. The same thing with religion. That's why we have NASREC. That's Muslim and Christian community across our local governments. So that's why we have different sectors, religion, ethnicity in Lagos that we talk to based on religion, based on this. So that's something that we've been doing. But I'm saying that there will be people that we always try to, break the rules. We must punish them. The moment you punish them, it serves as deterrence to others to say, no, this is not the way for us to go.
Well, there's so much to discuss with you, Dr. Ansat, but we're completely out of time already. Let's just hope that one of these days we can bring you back here and have further conversation around this.
Chief Bode George, a former deputy national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has said he would wait for the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal to make a judgment on the election outcome before he could decide to leave the country. Bode made a statement on Tuesday while fielding questions on the Rise Television's morning show program. Recall that he had pledged to relocate to a foreign country, specifically Togo, if Bola Tinubu of the ALLProgressive Congress, APC, won the presidential election. Following the declaration of Tinubu as the president-elect by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Bode had been continuously pressed by Nigerians to disclose when he would make good his threat to leave the country. However, he said he was going to wait on the judiciary to make decision on the outcome of the election. Moving on to the next story. The ALLProgressive Congress, APC, People's Democratic Party, PDP, Labour Party, LP, and other political parties are stepping up campaigns to increase their lawmakers in the 10th National Assembly. The development followed an announcement yesterday by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, that supplementary polls will hold on April 15 in 2 state governorships, 7 senatorial districts, 32 federal constituency, and some state constituency as well. According to electoral umpire, the governorship rerun will hold in Adamawa and Kebbi states. Senatorial polls in Kebbi, Kebbi North, Plateau, Plateau Central, Yobe, Yobe South, Zamfara, Zamfara Central, Sokoto, Sokoto East, North and South districts. Elections were declared inconclusive in the affected states, senatorial zones and constituencies by INEC after the February 25th presidential/National Assembly polls and the March 18th governorship/State Assembly elections following some infractions. The April 15th supplementary polls will drop the curtain on the 2023 election cycle. The governorship run in Adamawa will be a straight contest between incumbent Governor Ahmadu Fintiri of the PDP and APC female candidate, Senator Aishatu Binani. Going on to the next story. Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, has said medical doctors in Nigeria are trained for next to nothing as they are made to pay an average of 48,000 naira per section as fees in public tertiary institutions. Ngige said that was not the case in Europe and America, where most of them run for greener pastures, where they pay between 80,000 euros or dollars above per section to acquire the same kind of education. The Labour Minister said these while featuring at the State House briefings coordinated by the presidential media team on Tuesday in Abuja. He accused the medical professionals leaving the country to work abroad of ingratitude, stating that a good number of them lack a sense of commitment to nation building. He said their counterparts in Europe and America access loans to get trained as medical personnel, and some keep paying back such loans even after graduation. Moving on to the next story. Amnesty International has spoken out against human rights violations in Nigeria, including terrorist attack by Boko Haram, extrajudicial killings, torture, banditry and arbitrary detentions, among others. The international non-governmental organization stated these in an annual report titled Amnesty International Report 2022/2023. The State of the World's Human Rights published Monday on its website, with the International Criminal Court (ICC) marking its 20th anniversary. Amnesty said the ICC's actions backed and begged the question of whether its principles applied equally to victims of crimes under international law in any situation or region. And to the next story. The member representing Idiato North local government area in Imo State House of Assembly, Arthur Egwem, is dead. Egwem reportedly died on Monday after he fell ill and underwent surgery, a family source said. Egwem was first elected into the Imo State House of Assembly in 2015 on the platform of the ALLProgressive Congress (APC). In 2019, he was re-elected on the platform of Action Alliance, but defected back to APC. Before his entry into politics, he was a community leader, international businessman, and a lawyer. He was the committee chairman on finance and public accounts. He was also the House Committee chairman on chieftaincy affairs and autonomous communities and House Committee chairman on judiciary. From that story, we will go to the next one in Lagos. Fire has gutted a section of a 5-story building in popular Balogun Market, Lagos Island. The incident occurred Tuesday morning. However, the cause and magnitude of the fire are yet unknown. No casualty was also recorded during the inferno. Emergency responders, including Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, police and other security agencies have arrived and cordoned off the area for an effective rescue operation. Confirming the incident, Jubril Gawat, a media aide to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, said the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service is currently attending to a fire outbreak at the famous Balogun Market, which involved the topmost floor of a 5-story building. The fire is, however, under control as mitigations are on to limit its spread. From that story, we go to the international, which is known as foreign story. U.S. Secretary General Antonio Guterres has urged Africans to fight slavery's legacy of racism through education, noting that the history of slavery is one of suffering and barbarity that shows humanity at its worst. Mr. Guterres said these at an event on Monday in New York to mark the International Day of Remembrance of the Victims of Slavery and the transatlantic slave trade globally, marked on March 25th. It is marked to honor the lives of those who died as a result of slavery or experienced the horrors of the transatlantic slave trade, and it is also an occasion to raise awareness about the dangers of racism and prejudice. According to him, honoring the millions of Africans sold into slavery helps to restore dignity to people. Finally, on sports. Secretary General of the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, Mohammed Sanusi, is hopeful the Super Eagles will hit top form soon. The 3-time African champions leveled to a 1-0 victory against the Jetaros of Guinea-Bissau on Monday. George Supersero's side earlier lost 1-0 to the same opponent last week Friday at the Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja. The former board have done their best, but we want to improve on what was done in the past, Sanusi told NFF TV. We have seen areas where we think there is need for improvements. I can assure you that very soon you will see a more improved Super Eagles, he concluded. That ends the world news this hour. Before we go, some major headlines. Tinubu will give Nigeria effective leadership, Buhari assures. MCO Lomo must pay if he broke the law, Lagos Deputy Governor. Bode George finally reveals when he will leave Nigeria. And we also brought to you on sports, Super Eagles will get better after win against Guinea-Bissau. For more updates on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast. For advertisements of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placements only. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rebila Lawa. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.